because you're tearing the wrap as you go. Okay. That's good. Okay, so I'll run over to the other field, probably run through the front of the yard. And then the rest of the bales I'll move with the semi-trailer because it's just easier. As I said, we have a couple of hours before those bales are or the bales at the PGA are going to be ready to sell. Did I shut the gate? I did. I also know that there is no way I can make this turn with this trailer, so close your eyes, everybody. We'll drive through the hedge. So we're slowly using those bales for feed. At least of this field of sheep. So again, I'll work my way round the edge. I'll collect as many as I can from the back end of the field. We've got the time at the moment, so I'm not too fussed about using some of it up. How's the plough doing? The plough is still doing ploughing, so that's good. Sometimes I'll do a collect out, collect back, and collect as many at the back end of the field as possible, so we're slowly just making the trip shorter as we collect. So right about now, I'm thinking we'll just collect on this. There's a lot of people going over the road. About the third car they've had visit them. Just our office is in the front of the house. The living room's in the back, so I get to watch the neighbours doing their stuff while I work. Oh, that could be food delivery. Certainly looks like it. Oh, stop. Yeah. Some sandwich guy has arrived over the road. Okay, 14 bales done, so that's 28 more. We already had 28, 31, so probably got about 60 now, plus the 9, I think it is, at the entrance to this field. So that will easily last us till next summer, which was my main concern here. Because obviously we're now hitting the point where the sheep are most productive on 2 counts. One is breeding, and the other is... okay. Fortunately, the bales cannot be seen on the back of this trailer, so we can drive through the hedges. There is a script on the hedges on this map which prevent bales passing through them and harvester headers from passing through them. However, if the bale isn't a physical object, so these are images of bales on the back of the trailer, they're effectively in storage, and then when you unload the trailer they become real again. Same is true with an auto-load trailer. If you just run the auto-load script to load up the back of the trailer, all you've got is a set of images of bales in storage. And so the hedges can't see them. So you can drive these sorts of vehicles through hedges. However, a baler that has one complete bale and is creating the next one, so square balers primarily, you can't drive that through a hedge on this map, which has caught me out a couple of times. I think I might put this trailer in that bay on the end of the... Oh no, actually, I'm trying to think. I usually put the slurry wagon next to the field storage or resupply tank to the right there. So I may just keep doing that, and the people in the church will just have to live with the smell. Probably not very nice. Not very neighbourly of me to store silage and slurry or digestate right next to the church. But this area is kind of convenient for storage. On Farm Sim 17, it was an additional, it was a grass field, which they, it basically said, hey, this isn't really a field, and there was a note on the, I think on the gate to say additional sort of build area, whatever they called it. So I'm going to put this. I think it might fit next to the baler. Might not. We usually use the baler and this at the same time. At least for food. And I have in the past used this area to store silage bales, even though I'm planning to sell them at BGA. It's really much easier to just ship everything down to the BGA and let it ferment there. So that's kind of the latest thing I've been doing, rather than transport them all to the farm and then have to transport them all to the BGA as well. Just, especially from this field, it's just easier to take it straight down there. Okay, stop there, and we'll have the truck follow us. So we're ready to go. And I didn't look, there's probably traffic coming. Nope. Didn't do a very good job cleaning this, but actually I might have done. Obviously we've been driving around fields collecting bales, so it tends to pick up dirt a lot quicker than anything else does. Probably have turned off the all-wheel steering before coming on the road and driving it at 40 miles an hour. As I said, legally I'm not sure you're allowed to drive with all-wheel steering on a highway. in the UK. But most farmers will use one of these because of the top speed, as opposed to the manoeuvrability. Obviously, when you're doing farm work, the manoeuvrability is helpful, but when you're out on the streets, the speed is definitely the thing. Okay, here we are. And there's all my stuff. Well, it looks like I did bring that down with the truck. Okay, we can park that there. That's good enough. And this, turn off the follow me, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to load this with what's left in the tanks, and then when we start selling the silage, we'll get an idea of how much digestate we create. Maybe. There we go. So we've got 8,440 left. We will pull all that into that tank, and we can turn that off. We'll go find the coloured case. Okay. How are you doing? You're getting on really well, actually. And then that one there. Come on. Oh. There we go. Okay. And this I don't mind doing it myself now here, because it's not me ploughing this field incessantly with the huge plough and getting frustrated because it's hard to turn and all the rest of it. This is just me tidying up the ends of the fields, the edges of the field. Actually, I'm not even sure. It's actually done quite a good job at this end. So, I guess we'll run this up to the other end. Let's see how well the top's going. It's actually quite an easy field to work, just because of the amount of hedges at the end. The tractors will just drive straight through. Anyway, coming up on 2 o'clock game time. And then, as I said, since I don't have much else better to do right now, as I think last time I looked, I figured that the silage wouldn't be ready to sell until 4 o'clock. I might as well just do a little bit of ploughing with the small plough, so that just this job gets done a little bit quicker. Field. So this field here I may end up buying sometime. Yes, see, he's come all the way through the hedge there. So that's all done. Okay, let's flip the plough. Yes. Yeah, as per base game rules, if you planted a root crop or corn, you need to plough after it, after the harvest. So that's why this field needs ploughing. None of our other field, well, the field we have potatoes in will also need to be ploughed, and we'll probably have to do that with just the case, because it's a little bit of a small, tight field, and may be difficult to get that large plough into and driving around it. Obviously, if we can, and if the worker copes well, then it would be quicker to do with the bigger plough, but with me doing it, not so much, because it takes quite a lot to get that big plough all levelled in. Of course, I could do this. I could do this with a worker if it wasn't the Cavernland combo plough cultivator thing. I think there are other ploughs of this general size, but I think generally they're just a tad smaller, and so this one I felt was a good size and a good power requirement for the vehicles I had at the time. Can't remember whether the case was here when I bought it. But obviously most of the time we're not ploughing specifically. I have a cultivator which is huge, so most of my field prep work is going to use that instead of a plough. We just want to keep the yield up, so we'll plough when we have to. Well, I might, oops, 115, let's go 1.5. I think on some gameplays I've actually run it at 1.5, and that works out to 2 hours of real time per game day, which was good for when I'm doing a playthrough during the week, because I can get one game day per stream if I stream for 2 hours, which is generally what I used to do. And we may consider doing that again. I don't know. I really don't have any other active farms on the go. And also, I don't see any maps that are, oh, I really need to play that. So, right about now, I'm really marking time for 22. Obviously, this playthrough will probably run through till, at the very least, spring of next year, just because of mods I want available before I start a new farm, and various other things. And we may, when we transition this play series to 22, I may just go for a straight, we're starting completely over. And that's more a case of, because I'm not streaming weekdays, in the past I've had weekday streams that sort of start from scratch, and really, we're starting with small equipment, a couple of fields, and it's a brand new playthrough. And I kind of liked having Saturday as a mature farm, so we've got the heavy equipment, we've got a lot of farming, and so there's lots going on. but I do enjoy starting out a new farm and getting it established. And this series kind of lends itself to, we're not going to stop once we're established, we're going to keep going until the next version of the game comes out. But I don't have any sort of start from scratch playthroughs running because I'm not streaming in the weekdays. So taking the time out when 22 comes in to actually do something like that, I'm okay with. Yeah, when we moved from Lawfolds to here, that was more of a transfer of the game itself. So we transferred quite a sizable amount of money, the concept was, we've moved from Lawfolds, we've come down here and we've started a farm here, and we have everything we had invested into Lawfolds available to us, and we never used it. I mean, Lawfolds, I had about 16 million in equipment, fields and everything else, and we probably used about 5 million of that just to set this up, and then that was it, we're done, no more excess money coming in. The main thing I have to have is a map that looks interesting, that I can feel, yeah, I'm going to have fun playing that map. And then some of the quality of life mods that I like to have around, and they don't all have to be there. And in fact, Giants is taking care of I think things like the vehicle enhanced driving mod that I'm running, which allows me to select drive and reverse. I think it has the ability to do gears. I'm not availing myself of that capability, but because I play with the steering wheel, it makes it more natural for me to work with. But apparently that's going to be base game thing, potentially. Seasons is going to be a base game thing, so there's that. Additional crops, things like maize plus, well, we can add that into a map if possible, or not. I don't need the extra crops, but it's nice to have them available and use them. Still kind of concerned about, are animals in seasons for FS22 going to be different, more akin to what we have here, or are we going back to base game animals where you get a cow every 14 hours and you get a sheep every 12 hours and you get a pig every 8 hours, or whatever it is in base game? Because I kind of like the whole breeding thing and production thing that you get with Realismus's seasons. Although I think they are looking at expanding the cows out so you get dairy and beef. And your beef cattle don't produce milk. And you're really supposed to just grow them and sell them. But, I don't know. It's primarily going to be the map. Find the map that I want to play on. And the reason this one got picked for 19 was because I never touched this map as a playthrough map in 17. I watched a whole bunch of people play it, YouTube videos, but I never actually played it, and it was sort of, I could play that, but I'm on Lawfolds and I don't feel the need to have another big map like that to play on. And this is kind of a big map. You don't have any room taken up with villages and towns. So yeah, there's a lot of growth potential on this map. Even starting with the number of fields we did, there's still a lot of growth potential on this map. And we're never going to get there by the end of this playthrough, so yeah, this is what it is. And I want, yeah, basically the criteria is I want a map that has a lot of growth potential but a good start. And that I haven't played a lot of. So, I mean, I know for a fact Lawfold's Aberdeenshire is available for FS19. And it's a nice... actually, I think it's an improvement on the FS17, but I played 600 hours on that map, and I have no desire to play many more hours on that map again in 19. It's sort of, I played that map, I'm done with it, and I think at the end of this particular series, I'll have played this map and I'm kind of done with it, and it's time to move somewhere else and explore something else. But I need, I like maps that feel realistic. So things like the Old Stream Farm. It feels like, provincial France. The building styles, everything, it feels right. This feels right. Oxygen David is just a brilliant map maker, and he bases a lot of his maps on real places. So of course they're going to feel right, because they are right. To some extent, there are other map makers that make good maps that also feel right, that aren't based on a real place. I don't, I'll play those maps, but it's feeling at one with the map, if you like. And a lot of the times I don't feel that way. It's I mean, you take Black Sheep Moddings, I really like the Old Stream Farm. I'm not so much a fan of the Valley, the Old Farm, is it? His bigger map. And I don't know what it is, but I don't feel a bond with that map, if you like. Marwell Manor it's a nice map, but I don't know, there's something not, it's not a map I feel great about. It's a map I played a little bit on, but it was sort of, Lone Oak Farm, again. Not a big fan of that map. It's a nice map. It's it's big. It's got big fields, lots of potential. But I don't know. Not something I was really taken with. However, what was it? It was Black Sheep Modding South Mountain Creamery on Farm Sim 17. Again, based on a real location, and really nice map. I did like that map.